Okay, I'm going over Jedinaut's Ekko game. This is a Silver 1, Gold 4 MMR game. Yes, I'm going to go over it. Before we get started with the game itself, I want to talk about some pregame stuff. Get rid of this. So what we can first determine, by just looking at the match history, is first it was a 33-minute game with 163 CS. That's 4.9 CS in the whole game. I am not one to super judge for CS numbers because I play top laners that get ramrodded in lane like Maokai and Zac. But I can tell you struggle to find mid-game farm for the reason that you finish level 16 and your gangplank finished level 18. Now that means you could have finished that high. You could have been hitting those numbers. And you finished the same number as your AD carry and your jungler. Now, that being said, I don't know what's going on here. You finished, your entire team was 2 levels up on them. I don't know how you didn't just run them over the whole game. But based on team analysis, it looked like it was a comeback somehow. Sorry. Looking at runes, I think this is all fine. This is good for sure. Eyeball collection's fine. I do like Zombie Ward a lot and Ghost Poro, but you can do anything here. This is definitely good though. I don't know about Time Warp Tonic. I don't know if you got it from someone. The 5 move speed is definitely nice. It's better with biscuits. I know a lot of Ekko players take free boots with Demon, with Minion DMAT. You did take armor in a matchup against Ahri, so you might want to pay attention to that. Just don't forget to mix your flex there, your defensive stats. As far as build goes, so we started Corrupting Potion, which we'll look at in a minute. I don't know if that's standard, however, one thing that makes Ekko really, really good is that you can clear the range minions with 2 Qs at level 1, which is ridiculous. So I'm not sure if you can do that with Corrupting Potion or if you need a Dark Seal or Doran's Ring. But on your first back at 5 minutes, you backed onto a Dark Seal and an Amp Tome, which is fine. You got a Control Ward as well. 7 minutes, you backed into another Amp Tone. I'm not sure if you got poked out of lane or if you got ganked or what happened there, but that's suboptimal, obviously. Okay, so we're just building toward Proto-Belt here. Aether Wisp for roaming. Okay. Here is one thing I want to point out. This is all fine and good. However, the Merc Treads. Tenacity is great on Ekko. That is absolutely for sure, but so is being able to kill enemy champions. Buying boots at 14 minutes totally destroys the reason you wanted to buy Aether Wisp, totally destroys the reason you have Time Warp Tonic. Remember, these are giving you % movement speed bonus. Boots are giving you a flat move speed bonus. So these are going to make these more efficient, and generally you are going to want to build boots before you start picking up these move speed things. I would have picked up boots when you got your Amp Tome. Another thing you can think about is buying Red Trinket. Once you hit level 6, for the reason being you are going to want to start roaming pretty heavily. Look at the kill map here. So yeah, so all of your kills happened here, right? So I'm assuming you just pushed your lane in and then roamed. In which case, you don't super need your green trinket. Red trinket is going to let you know if the enemy has vision of you on the way over. if you're going to be playing like this, where you're just, constantly going bot, Red Trinket is going to get you a pretty favorable amount of help. And also with eyeball collection, I believe. Oh, never mind. It used to work with wards. Doesn't anymore. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. Other thing I want to talk about is Merc Treads themselves. The tenacity is great in Ekko. However, if we look at the enemy team comp, we see Lilia, Ari, Jhin, and Lux. If we look at the list of enemy champions MR, the list of champions total in the game, we can see that there's quite a variety. And in fact, it's like a have it or don't have it kind of thing. It's pretty much either 0.5 growth efficient or 1.25 growth efficient. And what that comes down to is, are you melee or are you ranged? And if we compare Ari, who has 38 magic resist at level 18, compared to Ekko, who has 53.25 magic resist at level 18, you're looking at about an 18 difference, if not 15. Maybe the math is wrong. 15 difference, which is about what Sork Shoes gives you in Magic Pen. Now, the reason you see mid laners building Sork Shoes is for that reason. First of all, for the tenacity, which is great. Second of all, because it gives you the magic resist, because it helps cancel out Merc Treads. It prevents you from getting one shot, which is not something Ekko needs. And I think we're seeing some underestimation with Sork Shoes, because if we just look at this patch, getting Sork Shoes within 10 minutes results in a 60% win rate in 6,700 games. That is not an insignificant sample size. Obviously, if you somehow finish your proto bout within 10 minutes, that probably means you got 6 kills, which you just won. Another thing we're seeing is Red Trinket picking up. Obviously you want to start Green Trinket, but picking up Red Trinket while in the game, that's a pretty good sample size. So we definitely want to get upgraded boots, and it's not like Sork Shoes are the thing you have to go. I mean, Merc Treads are still really good, but what you're seeing is you want to get upgraded boots quickly. That, when we look at your back here, this would have been a good time to get upgraded boots. You spend 300 here on the upgraded boots, maybe buy another trinket. You upgrade for 800. You definitely, could have got some AP with it to make the magic penetration worth it. But the other thing is, when we're looking at wave clear, is minions have no magic resist. Not even cannon minions. The Sork Shoes are magical when it comes to wave clear. They give you an immense amount of wave clear. I thought about building Sork Shoes on Singed, just because I think they're so good. They're the only damage boots when you think about it. There are no physical damage boots. Ionian boots are, kind of, but nobody builds them. Because there's every other item gives you CDR anyway. So that is our pregame. Let's talk about the Ari matchup too. Oops, I don't want to look at eating booty here. Okay, Ari, it seemed like you had a similar thing going. You were both roaming. Ari was picking up kills in the river. It looks like this is one of them. Yeah. So this is a problem. We gotta talk about roaming when the enemy mid laner gets involved. The other thing is, you did die 4 times. And you did have a Mage Eyes. I don't know what you finished in the game. But the whole point of building Mage Eyes is to be that hard scaling hard pushing champion. And judging by your farm and your level at the end of the game, you didn't quite play that way. So we'll look at that too. We'll talk about playstyle and all that. So let's get into it. Let me make sure I'm recording. Yes, good. Okay. We'll get into the game. I'll turn the volume on here.
Souls may forget they've ever lived. Obsession begins when they forget they've died.
Excuse me? It still played the volume. Okay, so we'll follow you here. So level 1, the big thing you want to do as a mid laner is make sure you're covering like a corridor. Your team didn't connect, so invading certainly isn't an option. Teams can invade through here without you getting vision of them, so that's something to be careful about. If we go to red side vision only, they can come around through here, but Swain is far enough that you will be able to see that if they were to do it. However, they would have been able to get here faster, I think, than you would have been able to. So it's something to watch out for. Let's get rid of this. I'll keep score display. Yeah, there we go. Okay, go back to God Vision. So movement's starting blue, which means we're looking at top lane. Now, as far as like where to go, we do have Jhin Lux, which is a fairly easy lane to gank. However, Gangplank annihilates Ornn. Just destroys Ornn. It's a pretty impossible matchup for Ornn to win. And if you put Gangplank ahead early, well, that's one way to get ahead early. Putting Gangplank ahead early, Ornn is already building armor, so he's not going to have that MR to resist you. Okay, autoing the wave. Okay, so we're not throwing a Q out. We're just autoing the wave. Okay. Now, keep in mind here that you want to be able to get this push first, right? You want to control the wave. Mid lane, you don't see champions doing it all the time because not all champions can, but once you start, unless you're trying to... Are you trying to get a cheater recall? Do you know what a cheater recall is? No, you're not. Okay. I was going to be really impressed there if that's actually what you're trying to do. Yeah, so you're using your Q to harass. And that's not what you want to do. Remember, you're all about shoving, getting lane priority, making sure Ahri can't be the one roaming. Right now, you could just clear this whole wave with a Q. Right now, just throw it right through. And you're missing farm is another thing. Remember, you are melee. Ahri is ranged. Do you see that? Your next Q will proc your passive and do both damage. So you want to make sure that you're looking, and maybe if you had Dark Seal, you would just be able to go right through that. Remember, Ahri is ranged, and you are melee. You gotta auto that cannon. Oh, okay. So you are getting harassed here, and she is able to free farm. If she is farming under turret, she's not free farming, right? You dematted a range minion there. I'm not sure why. You want to use that on cannon creeps. Yep. Because I think you don't need the bonus damage to the minions to be able to just kill them. I don't think you need to demat them if you have AP. And notice how, I mean, you built the corrupting potion, but you wouldn't have to. You win this. You just straight up win this. Okay. Ahri flash for no reason. Nice. So let's look at that again. What? So, okay. So you use your W, okay? But keep in mind, you used it over here, and Scuttlebug is walking this way. Don't use your W where the enemy champion is. Use it where you are going to go. Because the shield can be just as valuable as the stun. I gotta get rid of this. So what ended up happening is this ended up being pretty useless. And had you thrown it over here, or even over here, because you know Ari is gonna come, right? You can't just tunnel vision in on Lilia. But like a Mumu has great 2v2s. Ekko, you're gonna be able to just quick kill somebody. You have Ignite up. Now, if this lands on a Mumu, he dies. He just straight up dies. Obviously, it didn't. It worked out fine. It was pretty foolish of Ari to go for something. I guess it's fine, though. What you want to watch out for, though, is if you know she's coming, right? So you kind of want to be in this general vicinity already, waiting for her to be there. And instead of using your W while you are approaching the enemy, you want to use it while the enemy is approaching you in this situation, right? Because it's not like you're coming out of a bush in bot lane trying to get, a flank and a really good stun. This is just a 2v2, where your Mumu is fairly low. So think about, like, your W is such a valuable spell. W is probably Ekko's strongest non-ultimate spell. It's huge. It's what makes Ekko Ekko. It's a giant AoE stun that gives you a shield. I mean, it's absurd. So keep that in mind. That misses. You get the Scuttlebug. You use your Q to disengage. It's fine. GP is not bullying lane like he could be. So right now, you have a wave coming toward you. Okay. You want to just shove this as quickly as you can. One thing, yeah, there you go. Watch this. Boom. Look at that. And if you do, imagine if you would have done that the whole game. Imagine if you would have done that. You would have already had it pushed in here. Imagine if during this, if Ari was here instead of here. I mean, this would be beyond a free kill. You are level 5. Lilia is, like, this is the meme of the 5 black guys behind the porn star. Except you're all of them. And Lilia's this poor little girl. You can annihilate her. What? Well, we have to watch that instant replay. Yep. So imagine if you had already been pushing this in. I need to watch this at half speed. You E in it, Scuttlebug, and she... She gets Scuttlebug. Once again, the W comes out over here. And Mumu dies. Okay. Let's look at the W again. We have Scuttlebug is over here. We put our W over here. Now keep in mind, Ari is coming from over here, right? Lilia isn't going this way. Lilia is going toward Ari. If the W comes out here, we can just quick switch our focus over to Ari. Or the shield comes out. But instead, Mumu gets hit by everything and dies. And you're not actually able to do anything. In that whole skirmish, I don't know how. Did you pump out any damage? It's probably just unfamiliarity with the champion. But once again, we can just shove this out, get the shove on Ari, and then back. Remember, you want to shove in Ari before you back. You don't. You haven't been low on mana this whole game, right? Your mana's been fine. And the only reason you're missing any mana is because of these skirmishes, right? If you had just been queuing right now, you can just queue this whole this whole wave out and then back, because let's see how much gold you're sitting on here. Where's my where is it? Is it this? How can I see how much gold you have? I click on you? How do I see how much gold you have? What? Well, this is unfortunate. You used to be able to like click a little thing here. How much gold are you sitting on? Well, let's see how much. Okay, you have 31 farm. Another thing about auto shoving is you don't miss as much farm. You're down 1 farm, and if you are just shoving in this wave, I guarantee you Ari doesn't have 32 farm. The other thing is when you're leaving for these skirmishes, if your wave is pushing a turret, you're not missing any farm. Your minions are attacking the turret, not their minions. Ari, she now has to choose: do I miss out on XP and gold, or do I join these skirmishes? Right? Not saying you would have gotten kills, but I guarantee you, Amumu wouldn't be dead. Big thing to consider there. Yeah, and now you're getting pushed in. Okay, you back here. This is a problem. I don't know if you... How much mana do you have exactly? 71. Okay. You're level 5, so your Q is at rank 3, right? Your Q costs 70 mana. You have 71. I mean, you have to push this out. You have to at least get this cannon wave. Right? I mean, what is happening here? What is this? What? You've used all of them. Okay, so you've used all of your DMATs on regular creeps, but you're not shoving out the wave, right? The whole point of Minion Dematerializer is A, so that for champions that like just the math of they barely can't 1-shot or 2-shot range creeps, or B, to, use it on cannon minions to get lane priority. That's what you want, right? Imagine if here, you can just clear this wave, and take the cannon and just duck out. You have more gold here to spend. You have you're gonna miss an entire cannon wave probably. Let's find out. You back here? Yeah, you get shoved in a cannon wave. Look at this. 1. Cannon's down. Nope. 2, 3, 4. 4 minions. One of them's a cannon. That's rough, right? That doesn't only put you at a farm deficit, that puts you at an experience deficit as well, okay? We're level 6 now. We want to be able to roam, and we don't have boots. Probably would have picked up tier 1 boots over the amp tone. Now that you're level 6, let's start talking about wave state. Now, GP here is going to shove, okay? Amumu is on this side of the map. He's not a very efficient clearer. He doesn't know what he's doing. But he's still on the side of the map. Bot lane is trying to push in, right? This is the time you want to go after bot lane. Now you have, even though you lost some, you now have the opportunity for lane priority. So what I want to see happen is I want to see this wave get pushed out. because the next one is way back here. So this will hit the turret. And then, looking into this blast plant to get vision, at least beginning to claim vision of the bot side of the map. We don't have red trinket, so you can't be clearing vision, but you can at least try to be claim vision. You have the pink ward. Here's a great place for a pink ward. Because this is your path, right? You are an Ekko. You're not... Like, when I play Malzahar, I have to roam through here, right? I don't have the luxury of being able to roam through here. One of the issues with your back timer was that okay. How do I explain this? Had you shoved in your wave, this wave wouldn't be here, it would be somewhere over here. And this mega wave here would be crashing too. And you could clear 2 large waves as your wave builds, and then have a larger wave built to roam without missing as much farm. So you're kind of seeing an exponential deficit of that back. Yeah. You probably, I mean, if you shove that cannon wave in, you were already up on experience, I think. I can't see it for some reason. Here we go, 6. Let's go back before the cannon wave. You're level 6 and like a quarter. Ari is, yeah, 6 and about the same. Let's look at experience before that. When you're right, you just backed. I want to see when this cannon wave is even. Okay. Cannon wave is even. You are looking at about level 6. Okay. I don't know what's going on there then. Oh, you know what? Because you cleared the wave. That's right. That is when she got an XP advantage on you, right? Look at this. So she hits level 6 here. Right? You are even, if not a little bit ahead in XP. And now she is ahead, right? And you are missing out on that. You were already ahead. If you could have snowballed that, you could have been half to 2/3 of a level ahead of her. And that is a huge advantage of a mid laner, because Ekko and Ari both scale with levels more than they do with items. That's why you see both of these champions building a lot of utility, right? You're not building straight AP. Ekko's building Proto Belt, Lichbane, Zanya's, Ari is building GLP, she's building Twin Shadows, right? These aren't items that give you a lot of stats. These are items that help your already strong base stats do more, right? You know, Ekko used to be that tanky Triforce user, right? Because his base damage was so crazy. Obviously, it's not what it was. Ekko still has absurd AP scalings. But you don't need them, because you have all this utility built into your kit. You are scaling with levels more than you're scaling with items. Okay, let's look here. Okay, so you shove that wave in, and you immediately start booking it this way. Now you're heading this way, right? You know Ari is either sacrificing all of that or heading this way. Either way, if you're paying attention to your back timer, you should know she's somewhere here. Which means if you head into here, I mean, you know she's not here, right? I mean, worst case scenario, you walk over here and you suddenly get vision of her and have to back off. Because you don't know where Lilia is, right? But you walk down river. There's a pink ward here. Or did you just place it? Okay, you just placed the pink ward there. Okay, keep in mind that they are not gonna go for vision here, right? You want to be able to start getting vision of their side of the map, right? Because even if they, let's say they have a ward here, you know, and you walk through here, bot lane is gonna think they're safe because they have this warded and they have this warded in that case, right? So you're just creating another opportunity for yourself. Now, we're just gunning it down. Now they get vision. Had you come this way, it would be a different story. Right now, yeah, and there's nothing you can do. You just get rooted up. Okay, let's see what happens. Yep. And you die. Remember that you never got vision of Ahri on the way down. Right? That never happened. And had you come this way, you probably would have more of an opportunity to see her. You would have... They would have been dead, or they would have been summoners, you know, before... Let's look at this play again. So you come down... Okay, Lux flashes. There's nothing more here. This is over. Right? We want to... Now, we want to run. You haven't got vision of Ahri. Swain's back here. Swain's not planning on getting involved. You want to be going this way. Right? You want to be playing the bushes to your advantage. Right? Instead, you run toward here, where you don't have vision of. There's no vision over here. Amumu's over here. We never got vision of Ahri coming back to lane, meaning she's probably heading your way. And then you die. So that's the downfall there. I see that's why you had that quick back on Aptone. You're dead for 8 seconds. Let's see what happens with this wave now. Are you gonna be able to catch it? I think so. At least most of it, which is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. You still lose 5 minions. 6 to the turret, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, you just lost 2 waves of farm right there to turret autos. It's a deficit of dying. Had you gotten a kill or just backed off after taking Lux summoners, or here's the thing: you go into this bush, right? They're still level 5. I believe they were level 4 at the time. Swain is level 5. He was level 5 then too. You back off into this bush, you let your cooldowns come back, you still have your ult. If Ahri dashes forward at your team, you still can make a play. You know, your W comes up, and you can go in on them. I mean, now you've completely lost lane priority, right? Okay, so you head toward Lilia here. Lilia is running over your Amumu. Okay. You did get her, which is good. I want you to think a little bit more about your setup before you make a play. Right? Your W, I believe, wasn't on cooldown. Yeah, so 2 seconds. 2, 1. As you're running over here, throw your W here. Right? Drop your... The range is huge. I think you can do it from here. And that W is here. Ahri gets stunned. You may well be able to kill her, right? Because you have red buff now. Ezreal's with you. Oh, Jin's there. I don't know. Still throw your W down. You know, you want to throw it at those choke points where the enemy is trying to get to. We don't hit the whole wave with that Q. Okay, yep, using your Q as for the shield, or your W as a defensive measure, good. Just so you can clear that, that's actually good. Keep in mind, though, I mean, you're walking up to auto and taking damage. Your Q is on an absurdly short cooldown. Let's look at that again. So you Q the wave. Okay. It comes back up in 4 seconds. Don't step forward. Right? 2, 1. I mean, it's just gonna come off a cooldown. You don't have to melee the minions. Your Q's gonna come up again. Go over here, right? Don't stand here. Stand here. When you stand in your minions, Ari gets to hit you and the minions. You want to make sure she has to choose between clearing or harassing. You should be able to use your E to dodge her E, right? If you can't, there's always Malzahar. There's always Malzahar. There's a reason that I go by bad mechanics. But you don't want to be. Yeah, look, okay. So okay, we get that minion. Stay on Ekko, please. Can I just do manual camera? Is that an option even? Thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh, see? Let's just look at the health of all of these minions here. Okay. With the cooldown of your Q. 3, 2, 1. This is still alive. I'm assuming the aggro would be spread out. Remember, if you're here, you can just Q through the whole wave. Ari can't harass you, like, right now. She's clearing the wave. Boom, boom. She gets 2 off on you. I mean, and she's clearing minions, right? You want your minions to be healthy in their turret so you can get stuff down the side lanes without missing stuff, right? You make your Q miss the minions, you lose 2 more. This is where your CS issue is coming from. I would go into practice tool and just figure out how to farm quickly with Ekko without having to worry about walking up and meleeing all of them. Because why have to dodge her Q when she just doesn't throw it at you at all, you know? Okay, that gets cleared out. We are not even checking this bush, are we? Yes, we are. Clearing the ward. That's fun, because the Mumu's over here anyway. Mumu is behind, but he's a level 6 Mumu is a level 6 Mumu. GP sucks. But it's still a ridiculous matchup for GP. We're clearing this wave. Ari backed. Okay, I want to see you hard shove this wave now. Hard shove it. Throw a Q through the whole thing. Could have done it sooner. If you would have done it right away, the melee minions would have still been alive and they wouldn't have switched to aggro, and you could have killed the range minions with a second Q. Also, actually, it's interesting because the bonus damage from minion Diamat that you used on the range minions actually screwed you over there because they had no health for you to... Like, it wasn't enough for you to one-shot them, but at the same time, they were low enough that you couldn't, like, auto all of them. Okay. Oh boy. Let's look at how this set up. You cleared that wave out. And you're going over here. Ezreal's not in bot lane. Ezreal's not there, right? Amumu's over here. I would guess there's a 99% chance that you are about to lose this, right? Because best case scenario, you have even numbers. You don't have vision of Ari. We can only... She's not farming. She's not heading to the wave, right? So, we can assume she's also roaming. You have to, right? You can't just assume she's not. If you don't have vision, you have to assume she is. This is why, I mean, control of this bush with the pink ward is so ridiculously good. So you're running down here. We still don't have boots, keep that in mind, right? If we have boots, we're getting a huge advantage on Ari. Remember, you have, honestly, a gold advantage on Ari. I don't know how much gold you're sitting on right now, but she's wasted so much gold on pots, so much gold on control ward that she hasn't used. Um, so, I mean, I guess she has the item advantage right now. I don't know how much gold you're sitting on, but she is way stronger, right? Um, so if you and her both meet at a fight, she wins. No vision. No vision, no vision, no vision. Don't walk forward. Run away. Run away. Oh, no. We're face checking. We're getting nothing. Ari's stronger. Just shove the wave. You just gotta shove the wave. That's the best thing you can do. Shove the wave. Remember, if you minion demat all the cannon minions, you get bonus damage against them. You can shove the wave quicker. We have a 2v2 happening in top lane. I mean, if you're gonna roam at all, right now, roam toward top. Look at this, right? Look at this. Look at this, right? All of these 3 champions are stronger than all of these 3 champions. However, Gangplank is dumpstering Ornn right now. You could have gotten in on some of this, right? Instead of bothering at bot lane. Lilia's dead if you're there. She's out of there. I mean, if you're there, Lilia's dead, you guys get Rift Herald. No problem. Maybe bot lane gets dove, but, I mean, oh well, right? Go for your strong side. And now you're getting even further behind. Let's look at XP. Alright, level 8. About 2/3 of the way. You are about 1/4 of the way. She is just going to continue to build that advantage because now you are missing. Let's look at how many minions you miss on her turret because of that play. Have you gotten a cannon minion in this game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So far, I have counted 23 minions that you've lost to turret. I'm sure there's more. Think about, 23 minions? 3 waves is a kill. That's 18 minions. You're looking at 400 gold that you could just have. You know what I mean? Just from better wave control. Just from shoving your wave. Ekko, the whole point of Ekko is to shove. Just shove. Right? You don't have to worry about being ganked if you don't have to contest to shove, right? You can just shove from a distance. Now the issue is they're just flat out stronger, and you're not sure what to do, right? You know what's been going on. Shove this wave. Shove, 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 shove. Now you can one-shot the minions. Shove, 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 shove. Use your Q. Use your Q. Okay, never mind. Just concede it, I guess. Yep. Book it up top side. Book it top side. Look at this wave state. Look at this wave state. This... Ornn's stuck up here. Man, if you have been running bot or running top, okay, well, something's happening down here. Let's see, okay. So here's the current state of things. Instead of top, you booked at bot. You booked it through here again. Once again, no vision. Remember, we don't have vision of Lily and Arya. What's this champion called? Is it Lillian? Whatever that champion is, the deer. You don't have vision of deer or fox, right? There's some forest critters who could jump out at you at any time, and you don't have a Pokemon, right? Your Pokemon's here. He's not gonna protect you over here, right? This tall grass. Professor Oak's gonna tell you not to go over there. Last time the exact same thing happened. Only difference is this time, Ari was not there. And the fight's won before you're there, right? You're not gonna kill Chin. Look at your team. Look at you. And you're able to do nothing now. You've lost your usefulness. And now you have to do the Walk of Shame back to lane. Or we're gonna waste time on trying to do Scuttle Crab. Sure. Ahri's there again. You're just straight up getting zoned off the fight. You don't have your ult. You kind of just gotta go mid. Yeah? Hey. I mean, yes, you got the kill on Ahri. It was gonna be fine anyway. You're not gonna be able to get anything here after this. I think you would have done better if you just would have walked back to lane and got plates, right? Because either way, Ahri's down here. You can clear another wave. Ahri loses this wave too to turret. You get 2 plates, you back. I mean, that's huge, right? Ahri's missing farm right now. Are we still gonna waste time on Scuttle Crab? No, we're not wasting time on Scuttle Crab. Yes, we are. We're stealing Scuttle Crab from a Mumu. Very nice. And instead of getting any of this farm, it's just gonna get pushed in. We're just backing. Her wave is pushing! You can't back! You can't back there! She has more minions! Oh, you lost that whole wave. Look. Look. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minions of experience. Level 9, level 10. Look at you're just throwing away experience is the issue. You know, with Ekko, you know, sometimes roaming is good, but sometimes just shoving the wave in. Like don't roam unless you have lane priority, right? Lane priority is necessary for the roam, and if you get lane priority and then your opponent roams, right? Roaming is a risk, no matter what, right? When you roam, you're not sure if you're gonna get a kill, right? A couple times you roamed and you just died, right? Shoving in is a 100% chance of success, right? It means farm and it means plates. And with turret plates being in the game now, and there's so much gold in lane, sometimes like you can do a better job for yourself by just shoving it in, by just farming, right? If you build a farm advantage over Ahri, and then suddenly you're ahead and she's behind, because even if she got some kills, you're getting plates, right? You could be looking at first turret. If you're roaming towards the strong side of the map, remember, there's not just Dragon anymore. Rift Herald is here too. Look at all of Ornn's magic resist. 0, right? You could destroy Ornn. And now they're grouped because the roams didn't go well. And instead of you potentially getting this turret, or this turret going down first with Rift Herald, they get your turret because they group. This is all down. Oh boy, we gotta look at this fight. Alright, what do we have vision of? We have vision of Ahri. We have Ornn and Lilia are in the river. Lux. Check vision. We see nobody. There are 2 of you. Swain is backing, GP's backing, Azrael's in bot lane. Amumu goes in on Ahri. What do you see here? 3, 3, okay. But the issue is Amumu's there first. Where did you throw your Q there? Where did your Q go? Did you just not throw it at her? Okay, Mumu goes in. Aftershock procs. He's invincible. Now he's not invincible. Once again, we're putting our W on a Mumu, right? We want to be putting it in these corridors, right? You're not going here, right? You're going here. Your goal isn't to fight Ornn. Your goal isn't to fight Lilia. You want to fight these guys. Ahri's pretty low on mana, right? If she pops her ult, she's not doing anything else. You're putting your W where your eyes are, not where your brain is. Because your brain is telling you to go here. You were looking at Amumu because he's the reason you went over here in the first place. So you threw a W here. You want to put it in this corridor. It is so hard to dodge in these corridors, right? You don't even get the shield. You definitely didn't have to ult there. Yeah. We want to be putting our W in tight corridors. They can't dodge it. We didn't even get the shield from over here, right? You need to. Ekko is a champion that is all about having a plan, right? It's all about looking at the map and thinking about where am I going, where are they going. Remember that they want to move toward their allies. Generally toward their allies on this side of the map. In a fight, players will generally kite toward their side of the map to safety, right? It's more likely that these allies would have come here than these allies come here, right? Alright, let's get God Vision back. You drop Rift Herald because of that bad skirmish. The thing is like a lot of it is Amumu taking bad fights, but I mean, oftentimes if you would have had lane priority, those might not have been bad fights, right? You can't rely on your teammates to make the right decisions, but sometimes you can force there to be fewer bad decisions for your allies. You know what I mean? Like, when you have lane priority, it's harder for your jungler to screw up because they have just more good options. Yeah, you gotta work on your farming. It's not even that you weren't having access to farm, it's that you just, your wave control was non-existent. Here is something good. What? There, good, okay. That was impossible to screw up. Yep. Probably could have killed Lilia, maybe. Had you had more health from the previous fight. Maybe if you could... I don't know if you're alt landed in here. Who knows? What are the levels here? Lilia is... She's dead, I don't know. You're level 12. Yeah, she might have even been 10 there. Item-wise, yeah. You killed Ahri. And now we're at the point where you guys are just kind of grouping. And I think you're learning Ekko as this game is going on. But I think this is enough to think about right now. Is just how... Make sure you're maintaining lane priority. Make sure you get boots way earlier. That's for sure. Because not only do you roam faster, but you walk back to lane faster. Be shoving in. Always make sure you're shoved before you roam. Never back on a cannon wave when their cannon wave is alive. Always try to push in a cannon wave. Or at least just wait under turret for it and then kill it and then back. Think about how you're roaming. Remember, you want to claim vision. So think of it as a process, right? Step 1, push your wave in. Right? Get lane priority. Step 2, claim vision. Optimally with your jungler. Right? That's what the Scuttlecrap skirmishes are for. It's about claiming vision. But you weren't pushed in. Because if you are pushed in, remember, your laner is here, right? If you're fighting here, it's a much longer distance to go here than it is to go here, right? Which means you have more time in a 2v1. The reason you need to claim vision first is because if you're blind here, you don't know what's going to happen. If you don't see Ahri going for farm, If you don't see her return to mid lane, then she's probably roaming. Ahri expected you to roam. I mean, you're playing Ekko. Remember your build. You build Aether Wisp without building boots. Which means you're hella weak as far as your movement goes. Think about how you use your E. Remember, you are an assassin, right? Which means it's okay to wait in team fights for somebody else to do the damage before you. When they were low, you clean this up, right? That's what Ekko's supposed to do. You're super mobile. You just wipe the floor with them. The other thing is, with the Magi's build, it is all about maintaining a level and farm advantage in mid lane. You are playing like Kassadin, right? You are getting to a point where you are super strong and then snowballing that. And the way you do that isn't by coin flipping for kills, but by getting lane priority, by shoving. And if you shove a big wave in, and then you roam, you don't end up meeting Ahri here, right? Ahri is stuck. If Ahri leaves... So, here's huge. Bobkin is a European Challenger player. He has a Challenger account in every role right now. The dude's a solo queue god. He was the one who screwed up the Challenger MMR last year because he got so much LP. What he does is he shoves in lane, and he makes sure he has vision control here, and he just walks over here. He doesn't gank. He just walks over here. Because what's going to happen is the enemy mid laner is either going to feel the need to follow you and miss all of their CS, or they're not, and then he will continue on if they don't follow him. And that's how he got like 1700 LP in Challenger. It's unreal. And what you do is, like, if they follow, then you just walk back and they miss all that farm and experience, right? You risked nothing by going here, especially if you have a pink ward. They don't have vision, right? You're Ekko. If they try to face check you, you just E over this wall right here and then go back to lane, right? Or you see them coming, you drop your W, you stun them, and then you walk away. So I think it's a lot of like understanding how to roam, because the reason we pick Ekko is for his wave clear in lane. Ekko's wave clear in lane is what makes him a viable champion. Other than his clear speed in the jungle, which is obviously very good, that's what makes him viable in the jungle. But what makes him a viable mid laner is that no one can outpush him early. No one. I don't think Singe could outpush him because he takes too long to kill the minions, even though he's damaging all of them. So that's that. I'm not going to go any farther because I know you win, so I'm assuming you figured some things out. But I know you would be winning harder, right? This might be 4-0, 180 right here. A level and a half higher than you have if you had just worked on lane priority more. This might be a 10-stack Dark Seal. Earlier boots too, remember that? Mark Swords are fine. Sork Shoes I think are better. And this comp, remember, because they don't have magic resist. Lilia, despite being melee, she has ranged MR growth, which is super weird. Ahri, Lux, Jhin, none of these guys have any MR. Look at this. No MR across the board. So Sork Shoes are going to shred them. They're going to rip them apart. You have the melee MR, so you don't have to worry about getting one shot by these things. You have your ult. And the thing is, like, you don't necessarily need the tenacity as much if you're not getting hit by skill shots, right? If you're waiting till their cooldowns are down and then going in, because you have brush priority, because you have vision priority, because you already got lane priority to get vision priority, and then you get lane priority again because you have vision priority and your jungler can freely be over here, and then you can move with them because your jungler is gonna want to go where there are pink wards. I mean, they're going to naturally, like, magnetically be attracted to good vision you've set up, right? The reality is like, when there's this, you just can't gank. You just can't. I mean, you can't walk into a pink ward. Love you. Your bot lane doesn't have vision of this brush. if your bot lane doesn't have any vision, you just can't go there, right? Snowballing GP was probably your best bet. Getting Rift Heralds. Amumu was up here because he saw what was going on in bot lane and gave up and said, nope, I'm going to go up here, you know? So, that's that. I'll leave you with that information. This video is already super long.